Open your eyes, bro. Open your mind, bro. 9 out of 10 traders losing their money, though.
अच्छा, my friend was telling me I can buy Nifty futures क्योंकि निफ्टी में कुछ हरामी बुल कैंडल बना है.
I hope your friend is not trading futures based on this knowledge. It is not called a harami bull. इसको bullish harami बोलते हैं.
अच्छा, ऐसा क्या?
By the way, आज निफ्टी में जो बना है ना, that is not a bullish harami. इसको bullish hammer बोलते हैं.
अरे यार, पकाओ मत. How to remember all this?
कैंडल ये क्या कह रहा है, ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है. बायर्स कंट्रोल में है या फिर सेलर्स?
Remembering candlestick patterns names is like cramming for an exam that never ends.
Bullish harami, hanging man, three white soldiers. It sounds like Netflix series, but not like a trading strategy. And who has time to memorize all this?
मार्केट में मार्क्स नहीं मिलते मेमोरी टेस्ट के, मिलता है पैसा स्मार्ट डिसीजन से.
The real magic lies in price action. The body, the wicks, and the location of the candlestick on the chart.
If you get that, forget about remembering a gazillion patterns.
Instead of stressing over textbook names, just focus on what the market is telling you. Otherwise, your brain will turn into a dozy long before your trades do.
Let's deep dive into some understanding.
Okay, so let's deep dive into the understanding of some very critical nuances about candlestick and how to read them. I hope all of you already know what is a candlestick. Just to reiterate, जो हाई होता है कैंडलस्टिक का वो उस टाइम फ्रेम में hourly candlestick or minute candlestick or daily candlestick, whatever you are watching, with the highest price point है. एक ओपन प्राइस रहेगा, एक क्लोज प्राइस रहेगा और एक लोएस्ट प्राइस पॉइंट रहेगा which the price has reached within that particular time frame. For a red candle, which is a bearish candle, the open will be higher than the close, and for a green candle, which is a bullish candle, close will be higher than the open, which is basic common sense, right? To understand candlestick, you must analyze a few very important considerations. The most important is, where are they forming? Is it at support or at resistance? If you don't know what a support or resistance is, of course we will cover it in a later episode. The next question is, ये कैंडलस्टिक अप ट्रेंड के टाइम पे बन रहा है या डाउन ट्रेंड के टाइम पे बन रहा है? And the next important thing is, which time frame are you using? And generally, if you're using a higher time frame, like an hourly candlestick or a daily candlestick or a weekly candlestick, then the indication or the implication is much more prominent than a lower time frame candlestick. Let's say you are looking at a 1 minute candlestick or a 1 second candlestick, then the implication will not be so strong. And most importantly, जिस कैंडल को आप एनालाइज कर रहे हो and you are forming a view about that, what is the next candle? The next candle actually confirms what has happened in the previous candle, and that can confirm the direction or the trade that you want to take. We will also discuss, is there a smart hack to remember candlestick pattern? Do you really need to remember all the candlesticks and the names, or just understanding the price action implication of the candlestick is good enough? So we will take a few examples to clarify what I'm trying to tell here. So let's say we take an example of hammer, right? A bullish hammer, which is a bullish candlestick pattern, and it is meaningful only if it is forming at the bottom of a downtrend. So let's understand what is it signifying. So you can understand that the price came down up to this level, and then at this level there was enough buying which kicked in, so the price went up to this level. So this basically is telling you that there is buying interest at lower price level, and all the participants who have bought at a lower price are holding their positions. So expectedly, the next candle or the next few candles are going to be bullish in nature. You really don't need to remember what is the name of this candle and try to find out in the chart if any one of this candle is resembling this. आपको सिर्फ ये ध्यान में रखना है, अगर एक डाउन ट्रेंड चल रहा है और उस डाउन ट्रेंड में ऐसा एक कैंडल बन जाए जहां पे आपको लोअर रेंज में लो पे स्ट्रॉन्ग बाइंग इंटरेस्ट दिख रहा है, ये आपका इंडिकेटर है कि शायद ये ट्रेंड चेंज हो सकता है। बट आपको क्या इधर ट्रेड ले लेना है? इफ यू आर अ सेफ ट्रेडर, यू विल हैव टू वेट and wait for the next candle. Now this next candle, as soon as it crosses the high of this previous candle, you can enter the trade and sit on the trade till you get another confirmation from your indicators that this trend might now go down, and then you exit. You will also understand the same theory with another example, and here is an example of a bullish engulfing candle. If you don't know it, I will just quickly explain. So if there is a downtrend and after a red candle, a green candle forms and it totally engulfs the red candle, then it is called a bullish engulfing candle. यहाँ तक इसमें सेलिंग प्रेशर था. However, इस पॉइंट में प्राइस जब इस कैंडल के नीचे गया, उसके बाद से बाइंग प्रेशर आया, करेक्ट? एंड ये कैंडल एंड हुआ पिछले वाला रेड कैंडल के ऊपर. So which basically tells us that now buyers have started entering the trade. They are interested in buying and they have now brought the price above the price of the previous candle, which is basically a bullish signal. Okay, and the candle has ended or closed above the closing point of the previous candle. अभी आपको इधर ट्रेड लेना है क्या? The answer is probably yes. A bullish engulfing candle at the bottom of a downtrend is a strong signal for a reversal. You can take the trade at this point. However, if you're a safe trader, you can wait for the next candle. And here you see the next candle is actually operating above the closing price of this candle. This basically tells you that buyers are still in control, and it gives you an indication that you can also enter this trend and ride the trend till you see a strong bearish candle getting formed. Of course, you will not exit the trade here. You will wait for the next candle to form, which will give you the indication. Now see some bearish candlesticks and the theory still holds. This is an example of a bearish engulfing pattern, which is very similar to a bullish engulfing pattern. And here, as you can understand, this particular candle is engulfing the previous green candle. Now this is a very strong signal, and if you want to sit on a sell side trade or you want to, let's say, exit your position, this candle is an indicator. And as soon as you see the next candle starts operating in a price which is less than the lowest point of this particular candle, it's an indicator to you that you must exit your trade or you can start a trade on the sell side. Let us take another example, which is dark cloud cover. And here you can see that after a bullish candle has been formed, the next candle is actually red and it has backtraced much of the price range which was formed during this particular green candle. ये एक bearish sign है, which basically says that at higher level there is selling pressure. There are sellers here who have started selling. इसमें भी आपको नेक्स्ट कैंडल के कंफर्मेशन को वेट करना है. जैसे ही इसका लो टूटे, you can either enter a sell side trade, or if you were on a buy side trade, you can now consider exiting that particular trade. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make by talking about all these examples is it is not important to remember the name of the candlestick. It is also not important to remember how the candlestick looks like. You just understand what the price action is telling you. So अगर कैंडल में लॉन्ग विक बना हुआ है, so उसमें से प्राइस रिजेक्शन आया हुआ है. प्राइस रिजेक्शन अगर नीचे से आ रहा है तो ये बुलिश कैंडल है. अगर प्राइस रिजेक्शन ऊपर से आ रहा है तो ये बियरिश सिग्नल है. डाउन ट्रेंड में एक बुलिश कैंडल बन जाए, दैट इज योर इंडिकेटर फॉर स्टार्टिंग द रिवर्स ट्रेड. अगर अप ट्रेंड में एक बियरिश कैंडल बन जाए एट द टॉप ऑफ द अप ट्रेंड, then it is your indicator for exiting that trend. Okay, before we conclude, we must know about two very important points. Number one is candlestick patterns are very powerful tools when they're used with other indicators and other signals as well. Only based on candlestick, you should never enter a trade. Of course, in some later episodes, we will cover some of these important concepts which you need to combine with a candlestick take a trade. Let's take some real life examples to understand what I have been teaching till now. Okay, do you really need to remember all names and formations, or just by looking at the candle and where is it forming, you can take an informed decision? The first one on this list is an example for Nifty which formed in the month of September. Okay, so you can see there is a long-term bullish trend. At the end of this bullish trend, there is a candle, a red candle which formed here, which basically tells you that after this long bullish trend, there is some price rejection happening at this level, and there are sellers who are sitting here and they have started selling. Now, this is of course not a final confirmation, but as soon as you look at the next candle, the candle for the next day, and the price of this candle is now operating below the price range of the previous candle, this confirms the bearish direction. And here, of course, you can sit on bearish trades, like you can sell Nifty futures or sell call options, or of course, you need to know futures and options before you take a trade like that. We can take another example of ITC here. You can see there is a downtrend which is happening. At the end of the downtrend, you see this is of course called a bullish harami. But in this particular case, even if you don't know the name of the candle, it doesn't matter. You can clearly see that after a bearish candle, the next candle which is formed, you see that it is operating within the range of the previous candle, but there is buying interest which is coming from the buyers at this level. So as soon as price starts operating over and above the close of this particular candle, it's a bullish signal for you and you can sit in the trade. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you really learned something meaningful and you should be able to utilize them when you start trading.
If you like this video, please share and subscribe to the channel.